Imagine waking up on a bright Monday morning, rubbing your eyes as you scroll through your bank app. You see that your savings are intact, your investments are holding steady, and for a moment, life seems as sweet as that first sip of coffee. But hold on. What if I told you that your financial fortress is slowly crumbling, right under your nose, like a soggy cookie? Yes, your money is quietly slipping away while you're busy enjoying your daily latte. In today's video, we're not just chatting about boring numbers. We're diving headfirst into the secret world of hidden financial threats. We're talking about inflation that stealthily eats away at your cash, banking risks that can freeze your funds faster than you can say bank run, and a debt bubble that's ticking away like a time bomb waiting to go off. So buckle up, because in the next 4,500 words, give or take, I'm going to walk you through how these dangers work, sprinkle in some hilarious analogies, and show you exactly how to protect your hard-earned cash before it becomes nothing more than an outdated relic of your past. Let's get real, get smart, and get ready to outwit the financial gremlins that are plotting against you. The silent thief. Inflation's stealthy heist. Inflation is like that sneaky friend who borrows your fries without you noticing. Only instead of fries, it's your money. Every day, as you shop for groceries or pay your rent, inflation is working in the background, slowly but surely reducing the purchasing power of your dollars. You might hear a polite, "Oh, it's just 3%. But then you look at the rising price of your favorite latte, or that extra slice of pizza, and it hits you. Things are getting more expensive faster than your morning coffee can cool down. Inflation doesn't announce its arrival with fanfare. It simply creeps up like a ninja in the night, nibbling away at your cash until one day, your $10,000 savings can only buy you half as much as it did a couple of decades ago. Think of it as a treadmill where you're running hard, but somehow never moving forward. And the kicker? When wages don't keep up with the skyrocketing costs, your financial future can feel as bleak as trying to run a marathon in flip-flops. But don't fret, there's hope. We'll talk soon about how to fight back by investing in assets that naturally hedge against inflation, like real estate, commodities, and dividend-paying stocks. Stay with me, because knowing how to outsmart inflation might just save you from a future of ramen dinners and wishing for that long-lost pizza slice. Banking risks. When your safe haven isn't so safe. Let's face it, banks are supposed to be our financial castles, right? But behind those imposing vault doors lies a secret that could make your head spin. Banks operate on a system known as fractional reserve banking. In simple terms, this means that they don't actually have enough cash on hand to cover every single depositor's money. They lend out your cash, sometimes multiple times, and store only a fraction of it in reserve. It's a bit like going to an all-you-can-eat buffet, and then realizing half the food has already been served to someone else. Now, imagine if too many people decided to withdraw their funds at the same time. Suddenly, the bank finds itself in a classic bank-run scenario, scrambling to produce cash that it doesn't physically have. And if a crisis strikes, your money might get frozen or worse, vanish like you're missing socks in the laundry. It's enough to make you wonder if keeping all your cash in one place is really the best idea. The solution? Diversify, diversify, diversify. Instead of putting all your eggs or dollars in one bank basket, consider spreading your funds across different banks, including credit unions, which often have more stable footing during turbulent times, and even exploring alternative assets like digital currencies or a good old-fashioned home safe. Because in the unpredictable world of finance, it's always smarter to have a backup plan, and maybe even a backup for your backup. The debt bubble, a ticking time bomb in your pocket. Now, let's chat about something that might sound like it came straight out of a high-stakes thriller. The debt bubble. Picture this. Individuals, corporations, and even governments are all drowning in debt like contestants in an overenthusiastic pie-eating contest. Everyone seems to be borrowing money, whether it's for buying homes, cars, vacations, or even daily expenses. But here's the catch. When the economic winds change, that mountain of debt can come crashing down like a poorly stacked house of cards. When interest rates rise or a recession hits, the cost of servicing all that debt can skyrocket. Suddenly, your dream of a stress-free life turns into a nightmare of paying double or even triple in interest. And as defaults begin to multiply, the ripple effects can lead to layoffs, bankruptcies, and an economic freefall that leaves everyone scrambling for a lifeline. It's like being in a game of financial Jenga. One wrong move, and the whole tower comes tumbling down. The antidote to this looming disaster? It's time to get serious about managing your debt. Pay off high-interest loans as quickly as possible, avoid unnecessary borrowing, and always be on the lookout for ways to generate extra income. Think of it as defusing a bomb. By taking control of your debts now, you're preventing a catastrophic explosion later. Trust me, your future self will thank you for not letting your financial situation become the plot of a disaster movie. Lessons from history: when financial crises go hysterically wrong. History is a fantastic teacher, especially when it comes to financial disasters. Let's take a humorous detour back in time. Remember the Weimar Republic in 1920s Germany? Money was so devalued that people needed wheelbarrows full of cash just to buy a loaf of bread. Imagine going to a bakery and having to cart your cash like a medieval knight hauling treasure across a battlefield. Fast forward to more recent times, and look at Venezuela, where the currency became so worthless that people resorted to bartering for goods instead of using money. It's as if the economy hit the reset button, and everyone had to go back to the barter system, like in a historical reenactment, with less glamorous costumes. The common thread in these financial debacles is that they all started with subtle warning signs. Massive debt, reckless money printing, and a false sense of security set the stage for these crises. But most people ignored the red flags, thinking, "It'll never happen to me," until it was too late. The lesson? Stay vigilant and learn from the past. Because while history might repeat itself, you don't have to be an unwilling extra in its sequel. Understanding these historical blunders isn't just a fascinating trip down memory lane. It's a wake-up call to be prepared. By recognizing the signs early, you can avoid becoming part of a future headline about financial ruin. And let's be honest, no one wants to be that person who says, "I should have listened to the warnings," while reminiscing over a cup of instant noodles. How to protect your wealth. Strategies that the rich don't want you to know. Alright, now that we've covered the grim realities of inflation, banking risks, and debt bubbles, let's flip the script and talk about the superhero moves you can make to safeguard your wealth. Spoiler alert, it's not about winning the lottery or inheriting a fortune. It's about making smart, strategic choices every single day. Diversify like a pro. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. The first rule of financial survival is simple: diversification. Imagine you're at a buffet with only one dish on offer. If that dish turns out to be undercooked or worse, spoiled, you're in trouble. But if you have a variety of dishes, even if one doesn't hit the spot, you've got plenty of options to keep you satisfied. In finance, this means spreading your investments across different asset classes: cash, stocks, bonds, real estate, precious metals, and even digital currencies. Each asset reacts differently to economic changes, so when one takes a hit, the others can help cushion the blow. Build multiple streams of income, the anti-job security plan. Relying solely on a single paycheck in today's unpredictable economy is like betting your entire fortune on one horse in a race. Instead, channel your inner entrepreneur and develop multiple streams of income. The rich don't just rely on salaries. They invest in dividend-paying stocks, rental properties, side businesses, and sometimes even quirky ventures like artisan pickle production. Hey, you never know. Whether it's a part-time gig, freelancing, or passive income streams, having several moneymakers working for you is the secret sauce to financial resilience. Invest in your financial education. Knowledge is almost free. They say money can't buy happiness, but it can certainly buy a wealth of knowledge. And sometimes that's even better. Investing in your financial education is like buying a master key to unlock smarter decisions. Read books, watch videos like this one, and follow reputable financial advisors. The more you know about how money works, the better you can navigate through turbulent economic times. And let's face it, being able to drop a few financial tidbits in conversation is a great way to impress at parties. Even if it just means you can explain why your friends' get-rich-quick scheme is as realistic as a unicorn riding a skateboard. Embrace flexibility, adapt or die, financially speaking. The only constant in life is change, and the financial world is no exception. The markets fluctuate, industries rise and fall, and what worked yesterday might not work tomorrow. The key to long-term success is being adaptable. Just like you wouldn't wear winter boots in the middle of summer, you need to adjust your financial strategies as the economic seasons change. Stay nimble, keep an eye on trends, and be ready to pivot your investments when necessary. The more flexible you are, the better you'll be able to dodge those pesky financial curveballs. Why you can't afford to ignore these threats? Let's be real for a moment. While the talk of inflation, banking risks, and debt bubbles might sound like a scene from a financial horror movie, ignoring these issues is a surefire way to end up as the star of your own cautionary tale. Think about it. If you're content with watching your money slowly melt away like an ice cube on a hot summer day, then maybe you enjoy the thrill of financial peril. But if you'd rather sleep soundly at night without nightmares about your savings disappearing, it's time to get proactive. The reality is that many people are blissfully unaware of these threats until it's too late. They assume that the economy is a perfectly balanced machine, completely under control. But as history has shown us, even the most stable systems can collapse when the warning signs are ignored. The good news is that you have the power to change your financial fate. By taking small, strategic steps today, you can build a robust safety net that protects you from the inevitable economic storms of tomorrow. It's not about being a financial wizard or having millions in the bank. It's about smart, calculated moves that ensure your money continues to work for you, no matter what the future holds. So grab your metaphorical tool belt and get ready to tackle these challenges head-on. Your financial future is in your hands, and the sooner you start taking action, the better off you'll be when the unexpected comes knocking. Putting it all together, a step-by-step guide to financial resilience. Now that we've covered the threats and the defenses, let's break it down into actionable steps that you can start implementing today. Think of this as your personal financial boot camp. No sweatbands required, just common sense and a dash of courage. Step 1. Assess your current situation. Take a good, hard look at your finances. Are you relying on a single bank account? Do you have all your savings in cash? Are you juggling too much debt? It's time to do a financial checkup, just like you'd go for a routine health exam. Recognize where your money is sitting, how it's growing, or not, and what risks you might be ignoring. Write it down, make a plan, and set some realistic goals. Step 2. Diversify your assets. Once you know where you stand, start diversifying. This isn't just a buzzword, it's the cornerstone of financial survival. Open accounts in different financial institutions, invest in a mix of asset classes, and consider holding some assets in foreign currencies. Remember, the goal is to create a portfolio that can weather any storm, not just the ones forecasted on Wall Street. Step 3. Build your income streams. Start thinking beyond your 9-to-5. Look for side gigs, freelance opportunities, or even start a small business if you've got a passion or hobby that could pay off. Even a modest additional income can serve as a buffer during tough economic times. Think of it as having a financial safety net that's always ready to catch you when life gets unpredictable. Step 4. Educate yourself continuously. Financial markets and economic landscapes evolve rapidly. What worked last year might be outdated today. So keep learning. Attend workshops, read up on the latest economic trends, and connect with financial advisors who can offer sound advice. Remember, knowledge isn't just power, it's also protection for your wallet. Step 5. Manage and reduce your debt. High-interest debt is one of the fastest ways to see your wealth erode. Focus on paying down any high-interest loans as quickly as possible. Avoid taking on new debt unless it's absolutely necessary. This might mean cutting back on expenses or even rethinking your spending habits. It's about putting your money to work for you, not against you. Step 6. Embrace a flexible mindset. No matter how well you plan, the financial landscape will always throw curveballs. The trick is to stay adaptable. Regularly review your financial strategy and be willing to adjust your investments as new opportunities or challenges arise. Being rigid in your approach can lead to missed opportunities or, worse, severe losses when the market shifts unexpectedly. A day in the life. What it looks like when you're financially prepared. Let's paint a picture of what life might look like when you've taken these steps to protect your wealth. Imagine waking up and checking your diversified portfolio. A balanced mix of cash, stocks, real estate, and even a bit of gold or cryptocurrency. You see that while one part of the market may have dipped, another has surged, keeping your overall financial health intact. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. Throughout the day, you might even take a moment to celebrate your smart financial decisions. Maybe treat yourself to a coffee from that new artisanal cafe you discovered, knowing that your money is working as hard as you are. And when an unexpected expense pops up, you're not scrambling in panic. Instead, you have a well-thought-out backup plan that involves tapping into one of your alternative income streams or drawing from a diversified reserve. The beauty of this approach is that you're not bound by the fear of what might go wrong. Instead, you're empowered by the knowledge that you've taken control of your financial destiny. And if the economy throws a tantrum, you'll be laughing, or at least smirking, at the irony of it all, secure in the fact that you're not just a bystander, you're a prepared and proactive financial warrior. The humor and hard truths. Laughing in the face of financial adversity. Let's lighten the mood a bit. Financial talk can be heavy, like trying to lift weights with your eyes closed. But who says you can't add a little humor to the mix? Consider inflation, for example. It's like that sneaky roommate who eats your leftovers without asking. You might not see it coming, but when you open the fridge, you're left with nothing but the bitter taste of financial emptiness. And what about banking risks? Think of your bank as a nightclub where the bouncer, the bank manager, might decide, for reasons unknown, to lock you out at the worst possible moment. It's absurd, and if you can't laugh at it, you might just end up crying over your dwindling bank balance. Remember, sometimes the best defense against a grim situation is to laugh in its face. Humor not only makes the learning process more enjoyable, it also makes the hard truths a bit easier to digest. So, while you're taking steps to protect your wealth, don't forget to keep your sense of humor. It's one of the most valuable assets you have. The road to financial freedom, taking the first step today. If there's one takeaway from this video, it's that waiting is not an option. Every day you delay implementing these strategies is another day your money loses a little more value. Financial freedom isn't reserved for the ultra-wealthy. It's attainable for anyone willing to take proactive steps. The key is to start now, whether you're a student, a working professional, or even someone enjoying retirement. It's never too late to secure your financial future. Start by setting realistic financial goals. Create a budget that doesn't just track your spending, but also plans for your future. Allocate a portion of your income for investments, and make a commitment to regularly review your financial health. Think of it as tending to a garden. The more care and attention you give it, the more bountiful the harvest will be. And here's a little secret. The financial habits you build today will serve as the foundation for all your future decisions. Don't underestimate the power of small, consistent actions. They add up over time, building a fortress of security that can withstand even the most unpredictable economic storms. Real-world stories. How ordinary people beat the odds. Let's take a moment to hear some real-world stories. These aren't tales of overnight millionaires or get-rich-quick schemes. They're stories of everyday people who took charge of their financial destinies. Take Sarah, for example. Sarah was a regular office worker who spent most of her days worrying about whether her savings would keep up with rising prices. One day, after watching a video on financial resilience, maybe even one like this, she decided to take matters into her own hands. She diversified her savings by opening accounts at different banks, invested in a mix of low-cost index funds, and even started a small online side hustle selling handmade crafts. Years later, while many of her peers were still struggling to make ends meet during economic downturns, Sarah's careful planning and diversified approach provided her with not only stability, but also the freedom to pursue her passions without constant financial stress. Then there's Mike, a guy who, like many, was content to let his money sit in a single bank account. blissfully unaware of the creeping danger of inflation. When the economy took a turn, Mike's lack of preparation forced him into some pretty dire situations. But instead of giving up, he learned from his mistakes. He took up financial literacy courses, learned about the importance of asset diversification, and gradually transformed his portfolio. Today, Mike isn't just surviving, he's thriving, with multiple income streams that ensure he's ready for any financial storm. These stories aren't unique. They're a testament to the fact that anyone, regardless of their current financial situation, can take steps to build a resilient, thriving financial future. All it takes is the willingness to learn, adapt, and act before it's too late. The ultimate financial mindset. Think like the wealthy. If there's one thing that sets the ultra-wealthy apart from the rest of us, it's their mindset. They don't view money as something to be hoarded under a mattress or left to gather dust in a single bank account. Instead, they see it as a dynamic tool, a means to create more wealth, generate passive income, and ultimately secure their financial freedom. Embracing a growth mindset. The first step in thinking like the wealthy is adopting a growth mindset. This means constantly seeking knowledge, being open to new opportunities, and not being afraid to change course when necessary. It's about understanding that financial security isn't a static state. It's an evolving process that requires vigilance, adaptability, and sometimes a bit of creative risk-taking. Networking and learning from the best. The rich also know that who you know can be just as important as what you know. Building a network of like-minded individuals, financial experts, and mentors can provide invaluable insights and opportunities. Whether it's through attending seminars, joining investment clubs, or simply engaging in thoughtful discussions, surround yourself with people who challenge you to think bigger and act smarter with your money. The power of multiple income streams. One of the recurring themes among successful investors is the creation of multiple income streams. Relying on a single source of income is risky business in today's volatile economy. The wealthy often have a diverse portfolio that includes earnings from investments, rental properties, side businesses, and more. This multi-pronged approach not only provides a safety net during economic downturns, but also accelerates wealth accumulation over time. Financial fitness. Your money workout plan. Think of your financial strategy as a workout routine for your wallet. Just like physical fitness, maintaining financial health requires regular checkups, discipline, and sometimes a little bit of tough love. Warm up, evaluate, and plan. Before you hit the financial gym, it's crucial to assess where you stand. Create a comprehensive budget, track your expenses, and set realistic financial goals. This is your warm-up, getting your finances in shape before tackling more intense challenges. Cardio. Boost your income. Just like a good cardio session gets your heart pumping, developing additional income streams can give your financial health a much-needed boost. Whether it's taking on freelance work, starting a side hustle, or investing in dividend-paying stocks, every extra bit of income helps strengthen your financial muscles. Strength training. Diversify your assets. Building strength is all about diversity. In your financial workout, this means creating a balanced portfolio that includes cash, stocks, real estate, and other valuable assets. By spreading your investments, you're not just protecting your wealth, you're actively growing it, one smart decision at a time. Cool down, review, and adjust. After an intense session at the gym, you need to cool down and reflect on your progress. Regularly review your financial strategies and be prepared to make adjustments as the market evolves. This reflective period is crucial for long-term success. It's your chance to learn from your wins and your losses and keep your financial strategy lean and effective. Financial humor. Laughing at the absurdity of it all. Sometimes, when the financial world feels like it's conspiring against you, the best response is to laugh. Let's not forget that humor is a powerful tool for coping with stress, and it makes even the most complex financial topics more digestible. The inflation joke. Imagine inflation as a mischievous leprechaun that hides your money in all the wrong places. You check your bank account, and it's like, surprise! I've taken 3% of your money without even saying hello. It's absurd, frustrating, and yet somehow hilariously relatable. The key is to acknowledge the reality of inflation, while not letting it rob you of your sense of humor. The bank run fiasco. And what about those moments when you realize your bank might just freeze your money? Picture this. You rush to withdraw your cash, only to be greeted by a bank employee with a look that says, "Sorry, buddy, the vault is closed today." It sounds like a scene from a slapstick comedy, but it's a stark reminder of the risks lurking behind the facade of financial security. Laughing about it doesn't solve the problem, but it might just make the reality a little easier to handle. Your financial future, taking charge today. In wrapping up, the message is clear. The financial dangers you face today are very real, but they are not insurmountable. With the right mindset, a solid plan, and a willingness to learn and adapt, you can protect your wealth and build a secure future. No more letting inflation, banking risks, or debt bubbles catch you off guard. It's time to be proactive, to diversify, and to embrace a smarter, more resilient way of managing your money. Think of your financial journey as an epic adventure, one where you are both the hero and the strategist. Every decision you make, every dollar you invest wisely, is a step toward a future where you control your destiny instead of falling prey to the whims of the market. So gear up, take action, and join the ranks of those who've mastered the art of financial survival. Before we wrap up this deep dive into the hidden dangers of modern finance, here's a final note. The best time to secure your wealth was yesterday. The second best time is right now. Don't wait for a financial crisis to hit before you start planning. Whether you're just beginning your financial journey, or you've been at it for years, the strategies we discussed today can make a real difference. Remember, this isn't just another dry lecture on money management. It's a call to arms. A humorous, candid, and practical guide to ensuring that your money doesn't vanish like last year's memes. Share these insights with friends, discuss them at dinner parties, and most importantly, take concrete steps to protect your financial future. So what's your next move? Are you ready to diversify your assets, build multiple income streams, and embrace a more flexible financial strategy? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. After all, your financial security might just depend on it. Thank you for joining me on this wild ride through the world of hidden financial dangers and smart money moves. Whether you're here for the laughs or the lessons, or a bit of both, I hope you leave feeling empowered and ready to take control of your financial future. Remember, it's not about being a genius with money. It's about making smart decisions and having the courage to act. Until next time, keep your wallet safe and your sense of humor intact.